Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're all doing really well. I am so excited to get back on to do this reading because in the previous reading that I posted 8 hours ago, unless you are a YouTube member and you're listening to this right when I upload it, but in general, this would be then posted 8 hours after the previous video that I just did. We talked about how there is this soft, new, harmonious energy coming into your life. For some of you, this could take the form of a new idea, a new phase generally. Maybe it's a new way of you relating to yourself with greater softness. But I got that for many of you, this is a person, or even if this is just generally an energy in your life, I feel that it attracts in a person or a group or community that match that softness that you've been showing to yourself. Wow, maybe that's a message in itself that you are now in this phase of your life where I'm hearing you've progressed to the point on your spiritual journey where you are attracting people in who match your softness and support you in living in your strength as opposed to triggering your wounds, because you've healed and cleared so many of those wounds that I feel you've reached a point where it's like you're no longer attracting in lessons, you're attracting in soul family and soulmates, whether that's platonic or romantic for you. And I actually feel that you were someone who went through a lot of rapid fire soul lessons that often came in the form of people, relationships, or connections. So I might be speaking to a specific collective who has been through a lot of friendships or relationships that may have ended in a very kind of karmic sort of way or a heavy way. I'm hearing a destined way, where sometimes circumstances beyond your control seem to disconnect you from these individuals, or I'm hearing people may have really seemed to kind of weave in and out of your life very quickly. So you may have had trouble stabilizing long-term, harmonious, beautiful connections, either with friendships, with a community generally, or romantically. And this actually seems to be something that may have been written into your soul contract where you chose to, in this lifetime, heal a lot of karma, not just in your own family's line, although I feel that's strongly at play as well, but karmic relationships or bonds that you may have had towards many different people. Again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic as well. But I'm getting that many of your relationships or connections, even the ones that were short-lived, tended to be marked by this really strong feeling of pull initially, where you just had to meet someone or had to approach someone or speak to them or connect with them. And there was like this intense magnetism pulling you together and this really intense, deep, like soul level kind of bond, but then often a very sudden or almost predestined or like explosive ending between the two of you that oftentimes seem just so random and even out of your control. But I'm hearing that nothing went wrong with any of these connections, even if it appears that way, because what was going on is you were actually healing soul level karma that you had on a personal level with many of these other souls. Even through the seemingly shortest lived of those connections or interactions, they all served a purpose. And you always felt so drawn and so pulled to those individuals, not because of some kind of problem or toxicity within yourself, but because your soul understood on this innate, deeper level that you had something to heal or learn through these other individuals, and vice versa. It was very mutual. They had something to heal or learn through you as well. Although I am hearing that even though it's always mutual in these cases, often you are the one who's been more conscious of the spiritual pull. So you may often be the initiator, where you often initiate the conversation or approach the person, whereas they may be less conscious of it and only realize later on how deeply drawn to you they feel. But I know all of this is seemingly a bit random, but I feel there's a reason this is coming up, that we're setting some kind of basis for everything here. The first card that we have from the traditional tarot is the Death card. So what I feel is a spiritual ending happening here, some kind of transformation. I feel that this is a major milestone in your soul's path because you are like leaving behind this past phase of yourself. This phase where you connected with people in a way that often ended explosively or triggered your deepest wounds or felt exhausting in a way. And I just get the very strong sense that that period of time in your life is over, that yes, it served a purpose and it was for a spiritual purpose in your life, but now you are attracting in true soul-aligned connections, soul family, people who I'm hearing support you rather than trigger you. And this is most likely going to seem very new and very unfamiliar for you. I feel that this is also why, if this reading is for you, your personal guides or your higher self, the universe, however you conceptualize those spiritual forces guiding your life. I saw the number 555, which really represents rapid change. But I'm getting that the spiritual forces guiding your life, either consciously or unconsciously, may have been leading you into opening up to more receptivity, being more receptive. And one sign of this is you may have actually noticed recently people giving you things, even if it's small things, whether it's a gift or a kind gesture or offering to help you with something, or maybe giving you a compliment. That can be a big one as well, giving you a kind word. And if these things are happening, this isn't coincidental. The universe is trying to teach you how to be more open and receptive so that you'll be in that state of being as these individuals are coming into your life who want to give you love, who want to give you support. I'm hearing become accustomed to receiving the same kind of love, support, and energy from others that you've always given externally. Because I feel that you're very accustomed to being the giver in connections with the 10 of Wands, being the one to kind of overextend yourself, to over self-sacrifice to make other people feel comfortable. But now with the 3 of Cups, I feel like you are attracting in this really celebratory time where you are bringing in forms of community. In the long term, by the way, these feel like very stable, potentially long-term connections. I'm hearing for life, like friends for life, or maybe a partner for life for some of you. And again, I just get this feeling of like it being kind of difficult on some level to trust this, because you've been through this whole phase prior to this current transformation taking place where you were always the one exhausting yourself in connection. In fact, you may have thought that in a lot of cases, you just would prefer to be alone, or prefer to be maybe single in some cases, or to not have friends, or whatever the case is, because in those relationships, you always ended up feeling exhausted and overburdened. But I see this cup that's like pouring back into you. And I'm hearing you're going to recognize what it really feels like to have truly deep, meaningful, supportive connections that actually energize you and give to you and light you up. And it's going to feel totally different from almost any connections that you've been experiencing so far in your life. And again, you can take this to be either platonic or romantic, but if you would like assistance in really stabilizing this receptive frequency and putting yourself in that position in the quantum realm where you are open to these connections, where you're meeting these soul-aligned, supportive individuals, and even just beyond individuals, even opportunities in your life, I really recommend my Quantum Connection Subliminal. This is one of the more recent ones that I've created, and it's designed to perfectly place you energetically in a position of receiving the aligned connections, the connections that are most supportive to you at this point on your soul's journey, that are really harmonious with you on a soul level, and also aligning you with the things and experiences and opportunities that are also connected to you at that really high frequency level. This is, in essence, a catalyst to speed up the process of those fated points of meeting, or those fated moments where you're presented with an amazing opportunity and those kinds of things. So There's more information on it underneath this video, but this comes from my app, Sound and Soulful, where I have over 130 subliminals for all areas of life. So there are subliminals for love, relationships, mindset, mood, and so many other things as well. You can listen to any of them in 10 different background sound options, and you can read the affirmations embedded within the track while you're listening. You can also create an unlimited number of your own custom private playlists within the app. Personally, I've discovered that subliminals have helped me to manifest and transform my life more so than any other manifestation technique that I've tried. So I'm so excited to be sharing all of them with you all. And you can sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app to try out any of my subliminals completely free. The information on that is underneath this video, as well as a link to download the app and get started, which is in the pinned comment and description box below. Okay, so with the Hierophant and the Three of Cups, I'm feeling like I'm hearing this celebratory time is here to stay. So if you've been starting to connect or align with people that feel so connected to your soul, with connections that feel so good to you, but there's a part of you questioning whether you can trust it, I feel this message is coming in here to say, this time it's here to stay, or these connections are meant to be long-term. They're meant to stay in your life. I'm also hearing something about unconventional long-term connections, connections that maybe don't necessarily fit into a particular box or label that maybe other people don't really understand, or that have some kind of unconventional quality within them. And yet, I'm hearing they all serve a purpose. They're all here to support you in some way along your soul's journey. So I'm getting the message of allowing it to be unconventional. If you're in a friendship or a connection or something, I'm specifically getting some of these connections, for example, maybe long distance, or maybe there are certain aspects between the two of you where typically you wouldn't be friends or wouldn't connect or come from very different backgrounds or something of that nature. But there's a reason that they're in your life in this way that feels so aligned for you and so harmonious for you, because they are playing some kind of a supportive role on your soul's journey, and you are doing the same for them as well, whether you consciously realize how you are doing that or not. Yeah, we have the Empress here. I feel like this is just a natural byproduct. What I'm describing here, these long-term, beautiful, supportive connections coming into your life, this is a natural byproduct of this Empress energy that you've been cultivating. I'm also hearing the importance of keeping your sacral chakra really clear and open at this time, which of course means really staying present with yourself, staying open in the moment. I'm hearing nature, so maybe getting out into nature would be helpful for you as well. But I'm just feeling this importance of staying connected to this energy of freedom in the moment, allowing yourself to be flexible, to flow with your life, to stay open rather than rigid. And that seems to keep you in alignment with this state of being that is speeding up the attraction of these kinds of people, things, and connections in your life. Now, with the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles and the King of Wands, I'm feeling very strongly that, first of all, you may be teaming up with, partnering with, or collaborating with people in a more real-time, human, physical way than you've been accustomed to in the past. I'm getting the word team very strongly. Now, this might be with another person, or this could be with maybe a group of people, could be in business. There's so many ways that this could connect for you. But what I'm getting very strongly is that you may be inspired towards projects or ideas or events or things in your life that require you to open and connect with other aligned individuals in ways that may surprise you or feel unexpected to you. So I'm hearing to stay open to those moments of inspiration and to allow yourself to kind of explore those dynamics, even if it feels a bit unfamiliar for you. Because once again, I feel like you're someone who's very accustomed to kind of fully supporting not only yourself, but the people around you, like being the supporter, not so much being supported, especially like in a team or partnership kind of dynamic. But I really strongly feel that that's what's coming in for you. I also will say that with the King of Wands and the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant, for some of you, this really could represent a long-term partnership or romantic connection coming into balance here. I'm hearing something with equal give and take, especially if you are resonating here as a feminine energy, with which I know that many of you are. Again, the labels feminine and masculine do not necessarily connect to gender. These speak to energy dynamics within all of us. But I keep getting the Three of Pentacles around this King of Wands. I feel like this is someone who, regardless of whether it's a romantic partnership or not, which it may be for some of you, there's a very strong element of just general partnership, of general teamwork here, like the two of you working towards something together or building something together. I'm seeing someone like painting a wall. Like, I feel there's someone who wants to be a team with you in that way. Not just that they're willing to do it, but it's like, it's actually something that they long for. It seems to be something they desire here. And again, there may be some element of, can I trust this? Can I trust this person to support me? Can I trust myself to open up here? And maybe this is your sign to allow in that new form of love and connection that's wanting to come into your life, whether it is romantic or whether it's just the kind of love that we get from platonic connections or from those deep soul connections that may not have a label. But I'm just getting a strong message of trusting the love, trusting the support that's coming into your life or that wants to come into your life. Because it's here showing up for a reason. It's showing up because it's mirroring the kind of softness and love and support that you've been giving yourself for so long. So I want to know anything else I can channel. I'm getting a lot of third eye chakra energy here. So you seem to have a lot happening with your third eye. Your intuition seems to really be clarifying in a stronger way. And you may be noticing this even consciously, where you have more and more moments of just like suddenly having insight about people or things, or suddenly having these inspired ideas or moments that you may even just like clearly consider to be psychic in some way. But I also see this speaking to how things are coming into alignment in your life, even how you're connecting with these individuals. It seems to be happening through your third eye, through your intuition, not so much through some kind of literal process, but it's like you're being guided into alignment with these connections by following your intuition here. Okay, we have the Four of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. And also the Emperor. So I'm going to be reshuffling some of the cards here and possibly pulling some clarifiers, because I feel like we're picking up on a bit of a different message or thread of energy here. So with the Emperor, obviously, this could be a counterpart to your Empress energy here, especially if you are a divine feminine. This could be an awakened divine masculine. I'm hearing providing some kind of container for your creativity, some kind of like safe space for you, either creatively or emotionally. Now, maybe this is speaking to something that you're doing for yourself. I'm hearing maybe you are giving yourself a safe space to express or to create, or you are adding in this like level of structure to your life. I'm hearing structure with flow. So it might be that you're like carving out time every day where you can be in that flow state, or where you can just like be present with yourself or something of that nature. It's like you're combining your masculine and feminine aspects internally. But for many of you, this could be an external masculine here as well. Now I see you showing up as the Queen of Wands here. So I'm getting that there's something about your confidence people have really been noticing lately. For some reason, I just saw these really pretty like nails. They may have been acrylic nails or something that someone had done. So that could be relevant for you. Or maybe this is a sign to do whatever you consider to be self-care for yourself, to do something nice for yourself, to care for yourself in some way, because I see that with the Four of Swords here as well. But can I get any information on this here? The World card. I have to say, I'm just getting a very strong message of like prioritizing nurturing yourself, prioritizing your self-care, because I'm hearing this clear, simple, but powerful message that it's all happening for you. It's all coming here, that there's nothing to worry about. You can prioritize yourself. You can indulge in self-care and nurture yourself and relax a bit, because you are this Queen of Wands. You're showing up magnetically, confidently, powerfully, and things are coming into balance here for you. I'm hearing a lot of that balancing that I see with the Two of Pentacles may actually be happening right now spiritually behind the scenes. Can I get any more information about any of this? Okay, we have the Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. So I don't know who this is going to be for. This might be a bit of a random side message for someone, but I'm hearing that there is some kind of energy of someone who wants to like compete for your love or your attention, or is like vying for your attention, who wants to be closer to you, but this doesn't feel like a harsh energy. They feel very like patient. This feels like someone who's extremely determined to connect with you. There may be earth or water sign energy here for someone. Specifically, I'm getting Taurus energy for someone listening, but this also could be Taurus season, which we're in currently, of course. So maybe this is someone presently in your life or who will be making themselves known very soon. Now, I am going to be reshuffling the cards. I feel like this is someone who silently feels as though they're in competition for you, but again, it doesn't have a harshness to it. It has this positive sense of determination, like they are determined to win you over or something like that. Can I get any information on this person? Oh, wow. We have the Lovers and Temperance. So, I mean, that's, oh, and the Sun card at the bottom of the deck and the Moon at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. 4 major arcana cards and very telling cards here as well. I don't think I've ever pulled 4 cards in a row like this before. So it's strange because at first this connection seemed like, yes, an optimistic, a determined, but maybe not a hugely significant energy. Maybe that's how they came across to you at first with the Page of Pentacles. Like they're determined, but not necessarily that significant spiritually speaking. But then suddenly we have like the Lovers card, which is a major card for soul alignment in love. This also could indicate, of course, a deep, deep soulmate or a twin flame. With Temperance, I see this being like this person's level of patience, that they're willing, I'm hearing, to wait as long as it takes because they seem to value you to a really high degree. But there's also something with this like Sun and Moon card. I mean, this can really speak to counterpart energies, like one of you being the sun and the other being the moon, or this kind of like yin yang aspect here. I'm hearing like a mutual awakening. I feel like there's actually some kind of like spiritual alchemization process, a spiritual transformation taking place within the both of you through this connection internally. There seems to be something about the two of you balancing each other out, like one anchoring the other in a supportive way and one raising the other, if that makes sense. It's like one of you is being lifted higher, the other is being anchored in this yin yang fashion that's actually balancing the both of you out and creating this extremely potent magnetic sort of force field of energy with the Magician card that is giving you the ability to manifest in an even more powerful way. And I'm hearing something about this is very subtle from a physical perspective. It may even go unnoticed, and yet spiritually, it's extremely effective and potent. So most likely, you'll find yourself just being drawn to this person without necessarily being able to consciously define why. And yet it's because of this effect that they have on you and you have on them, as there is this yin yang dynamic happening between you energetically. I'm also hearing after spending time around this person, you may notice yourself suddenly feeling really inspired or really creative. That's a really powerful sign here, because that is your intuition telling you that through being together, something significant has shifted within you energetically. I'm getting very strongly something about this connection can only really be understood through almost like its aftermath, or through how you notice them having an effect on you long term or after you're with them, less than how it looks physically, if that makes sense. So wow, I'm really glad we got to channel into a bit of this here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to stay connected to this thread of energy or other messages that might come through, I would love to have you here subscribed on the channel. You can also leave me a comment and let me know if any of these messages resonated for you. I always love to read through the comment sections. So thank you so much for all of the beautiful, high vibrational, supportive messages that you leave, not just for the channel, but I noticed that many of you leave quotes and these lovely messages of inspiration for other subscribers as well, which I just think is so magical and beautiful. So thank you for co-creating this whole vibe here on the channel. If you do want to utilize my quantum connection subliminal meditation to really speed up this process of aligning with the most harmonious soul connections, people, and opportunities in your life, then the link to get the Sound and Soulful app and access this subliminal is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.